This first video was suggested by Hoshi. This is the last honest streamer. I don't really know too much about it, but it looked like an interesting video. This is by golfcart. So let's see what's up. All right, here we go.
For whatever reason, the internet loves the spectacle. The bigger it is, the louder it is. The more expensive it looks, the better it performs. Look at the top of Twitch right now. It's flooded with million-dollar mansions, celebrity subathons, streamers buying their 10th dream car. Everything seems to be built around the question, how much money can we burn on camera?
Facts, though.
And then there's this guy. Queso is interesting, because on
Queso!
paper, he's doing almost
I've heard about this guy.
everything wrong. His production quality is kind of garbage.
Queso, where'd he come from? 200,000 viewers playing Fall Guys yesterday.
Yeah, it wasn't even zoomed in or cropped.
His setup isn't designed to be some massive content machine. Half the time he's live, he's playing some random game most people have never even heard of.
Your costume sucks, kid.
I mean, when your entire job is getting people to watch you, you don't turn down a Mr. Beast video. But Queso did.
Queso did
What?
not respond to my message.
And somehow, despite doing the opposite of what the internet tells creators they're supposed to do, he's still one of the biggest streamers on the planet. How does that happen?
Okay.
The honest
I
answer
like
is that none of
Queso.
this should have worked, because Queso's had the odds stacked against him since day one. Case Baker grew up in rural Arkansas. His hometown has a population just over
Damn! Arkansas? Yeah.
1,500. It's the kind of
Okay.
place where a new Walmart makes the front page, and where the churches outnumber the stoplights. Towns like that don't have a lot going on.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
as a quiet kid, Case did what quiet kids in quiet towns have always done. He disappeared into a screen. In this case, a PlayStation. Call of Duty on repeat.
Dude. Yeah, that
And
makes
when
sense.
YouTube started blowing up in the early 2010s, he was right there watching Nate Shot and the Optic guys build something that didn't exist a decade earlier. He watched gaming turn from a thing you did
Damn.
after school into an actual career.
Well, how does this sound? Making a living and even a small fortune just playing video games.
The biggest names were clearing their parents' annual salaries in a single weekend. And after watching
That's
that, it became Case's dream job.
crazy. Wow.
The problem was, he knew the odds, especially in his situation. His Wi-Fi was barely good enough to even watch YouTube. Uploading to it or streaming on Twitch, forget it. So he buried it. He graduated high school, bounced between jobs, often working 2 at a time just to keep the lights on. For 6
Damn.
years. 6 years of clocking in somewhere he didn't want to be. 6 years of watching other guys his age blow up online doing the exact same thing he'd given up on. By the end of it, Case was broke, burnout. He was one bad week away from walking into a recruiter's office and signing up for the military.
Shit.
And his mom stepped
I
in.
mean, hey, the military is a good option. I mean, for the most part, like, I mean, I get it, I respect it. Life is tough, man.
And she asked him the question that changed everything. Why not take a real shot at the whole streaming thing? What's the worst that happens? Now, streaming is one of the most competitive jobs on the planet. And if you're like Case, trying to pursue it full time, you need to understand. There's levels to this. Level 1, you can quit your job. Level 2, you're living large. And at level 3, you're the top 1% of the top 1%. Now, there's no direct translation from Twitch viewers to money, so for the sake of the example, we're gonna say you reach level 1 at around 100 viewers. Once you're there, you can take the leap to streaming full time.
Damn. That's, you know, it's kind of crazy to think about because I don't average 100 viewers. I probably average between like 60, well, actually, okay, realistically 50 to like 70-ish. And that's on Twitch, not even on Kick or whatnot. But I already do this full time. This is my job. This is like my full-time job. To wait to get to 100 would be kind of crazy. I mean, I definitely think it will happen, but if that's the requirement to be a full-time streamer, damn.
Getting there sounds totally reasonable. It's not. Somehow convincing 100
Facts!
people to watch you live is brutal. In the past year,
Yeah.
18.4 million people opened up Twitch and broadcasted live on the platform.
Very true.
I want you to guess how many of them actually made it to level 1. Seriously, throw a number out there. The answer is 165,536. That's less than 1%. For every person who gets to level 1, there's 100 that don't.
True.
Every
true.
big streamer you see today spent days, weeks, if not months streaming to an audience of 0. I mean, take Jinxie for example. He streamed to just 5 viewers for a year and a half before he ever made it.
5 viewers, he's grinding.
And I'm throwing all of these numbers at you for a reason.
I like Jinxie a lot. Lynx has been full-time, yes, since December. Maybe maybe January. Yeah, I've only been full-time for like the past 6 months roughly. I did work a full-time job and stream the whole year and a half before that. Yeah, December's when we really kicked things off. It has been a grind. It has been a grind. But yeah, no, I worked a full-time job for the whole year and a half of streaming before that, and then the last 6 months is really only when I've gone full-time streaming.
Because without them, you wouldn't understand how truly insane what happens next is. Okay, so hate to interrupt myself here, but let's say you're like Queso and don't love your day job. Maybe you're not all that interested in streaming, but you've got a business idea and just don't know where to actually start. Well, let me tell you about WAP. WAP is the world's largest internet market. It's where you go to create, connect, and transact all in one place. Coaching, paid communities, clothing brands, software, whatever it is, WAP handles the entire back end for you. Pay-ins, payouts, all of it. The scale is wild. Over 18 million people are on the platform, and businesses on WAP are pulling in more than $3 billion a year. You've got thousands of solopreneurs running right next to major brands like Kalshi, 11 Labs, and Polymarket. And here's the kicker that gets me. WAP Treasury actually pays you 6% on every dollar your business earns on the platform. Your money's working while you're working. So if you're stuck in a job you hate, go to WAP.com to start your business today.
Because in like 24 hours, y'all took me from nothing to crazy.
You see, Queso hit level 1 in the first hour of his first ever stream, and he didn't just get lucky.
Hey, y'all came through deep from
That's
the top,
crazy.
In the days before he went live for the first time, Queso was already laying the groundwork. He spent days filming and editing clips of him playing NBA 2K23. And on September 10th, 2022, he uploaded 22 videos to TikTok. The next morning, he woke up to over 10,000 followers, and a comment section flooded with one question. So that night, he went live for the first time, and the floodgates opened.
When I look down and I see 100.
They do say that, like, uploading, you gotta build yourself on other media before you go live and stuff, which I actually didn't do. I didn't really do it all. We started the streaming thing and did the media as I was streaming. So probably, I mean, that's, I don't know. But they're very correct in that. If I were to do things a little differently, I probably would have tried to do that before. His PS5 messages are wild.
126 viewers, bro, I cannot believe it.
From that day on, he followed the same routine. Clock into the 9 to 5, hit the second job, cut a few lawns, then come home and stream until he couldn't keep his eyes open.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Work, man.
Fuck.
I want another build, dog. All I want to do is make builds and play 2K forever. Why do I gotta go work?
After each stream, he'd find the best moments, clip them, and fire them back onto TikTok. The loop fed itself. Inside a week, he'd blown past 100,000 TikTok followers.
Wow.
Every stream was pulling 500 plus concurrent viewers.
Dude said, call the boss, quit, this your life now, cuz? Dude, imagine.
And the number that actually mattered, he was making more money streaming at night than he was at his day job.
And no, y'all literally just donated more than I make in a week in one night. Bruh.
Oh,
Bruh.
But Queso kept his head on straight. What shows up overnight can also disappear overnight. So before he quit his day job, he needed proof that this wasn't a fluke. So he made a deal with his chat, hit 5,000 Twitch subs, and he'd quit his job.
This a day we're gonna remember forever, you feel me? This a day we gonna remember
wow,
forever.
that's actually
You know I love
really
y'all,
smart.
Man. Thank you, bro. It's all y'all, you feel me? Thank you, man. Full-time Queso in the building, and I'm laying in their mouth, too.
Within just a few weeks, it was a done deal.
Comments are
Queso's
crazy.
fan base was new, but dedicated, and they wanted to see him pursue this thing full-time.
Like I said, I've been dreaming of wanting to, be a streamer, a content creator since I was 13 years old. I finally took the leap, bro.
That's so
I finally took the
sweet.
leap, and y'all
That's
came through for me, boy. For real, y'all came through crazy.
Now, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows from here. His internet was still
True.
garbage, like genuinely bad. Streams would lag or even just end because the connection bottomed out.
Do you see what I deal with?
And when you're trying to build an audience,
Damn.
that's the kiss of death. If your stream ends, they move on to the next.
Yeah.
Eventually, numbers started slipping. For a couple months, it looked like maybe the whole thing was a fluke. Maybe the bubble had already popped.
You know, I seen the numbers when I very first started. You know, the hype was there because I first blew up. Had like 800 viewers every night. Then y'all seen it dip to like, 100, 150. I was like, I gotta do something different or it's gonna go under.
Then he picked up a different game, Hogwarts Legacy. It was kind of a weird
Hogwarts
choice.
Legacy?
It had a totally different audience from the 2K crowd he'd built, but he streamed it anyway, clipped a moment, and posted it to TikTok.
Well, I see the sun peeking through the window a little bit. Sleep schedule gone now. Gotta make Hufflepuff proud, though. Hey, it is what it is, man.
That one video alone pulled in over 18 million views.
Wow.
Just like that, he's back. Viewership climbs to 600, keeps climbing, month after month.
All of the games I never would have suspected Hogwarts Legacy. I would play Hogwarts Legacy if it had like a multiplayer function, not like a you and me play on our same save kind of deal. Like a it had a lot to do with when it came out. That makes sense. That actually makes sense. And if it was like you could join a world, kind of like Skyrim Online or whatever, like something like that.
Week, another clip going viral, another wave of new viewers funneling straight to the stream.
I like the music.
The snowball was rolling. By May 2023, Queso was averaging over 2,500 views.
Yo, I played that game. I love that game. Yo,
A legitimate name in streaming culture.
If you don't know who he is, you gotta be living under a rock.
And this is level 2. At level 2, you're starting to live large. You're in big boy money territory. At this point, you're not going to bed afraid the whole thing vanishes overnight. With over 2,500 average viewers, Queso was sitting somewhere just inside the top 1,000 streamers on Twitch. Incredible by any measure, but remember, Twitch is stacked top heavy. And when I say top heavy, I mean it. At any given moment, there are about 3 million users on Twitch watching content. When you break down the viewer distribution by channel rank, the picture gets pretty clear. Out of the millions of channels on the platform, the top 250 pull over half the viewership. That's the difference between level 2 and level 3. While it seems like the easiest jump on the ladder here, it's actually the most difficult. There's a specific blueprint nearly every streamer has followed to make this jump. Here, I'll break it down for you. What you're looking at right now is 5 of the biggest streamers on the planet. Each at the moment they were averaging exactly 2,500 viewers. Pay attention to the setups. None of them are exciting. The rooms are pretty basic, the camera quality kinda sucks. There's no production value. They look like what they are, just guys streaming from their bedrooms. Now fast forward to when those same streamers are pulling 10,000 viewers a night. Everything's changed. The lighting's dialed in. The cameras are crisp. The rooms look intentional. This is the blueprint kicking in. And it all starts with one realization. At this level, streaming isn't just a job anymore. It's a business. And like a business, the goal is to make as much money as possible. The internet, for whatever reason, craves a spectacle. And the spectacle game is pretty easy to play. You've kind of just got to spend money to make money. The setup is just the start. Next comes the move to LA. Buy the mansion, drop the I just bought my dream car video. Hire a dozen editors to pump out clips around the clock.
I feel like that's so cliche. I mean, I guess, like, I don't know. I get that that's the algorithm. I totally understand that like is the algorithm, but that's, I get it, but I don't think I could go that route. I mean, obviously I haven't even made it to level 1 if we're going by this you know, thing, but I mean, I'm close. I think I could make level 1 maybe by the end of the year. People live vicariously through the content. I don't get it myself. See, I would not buy a new sports car. I would not buy a mansion. I would buy a place for my cat sanctuary. Level equals full-time, level 1, and so I guess, okay, so I am level 1 because I am full-time, but I'm not averaging the 100 viewers.
By the time you're clearing 50,000 viewers, it turns into an optimization race. Every stream, every upload, every second of content is engineered to milk the cash cow. The longer you stay on the top, the more efficient it becomes, and weirdly, the more the internet praises you for it. But the spectacle only works if people are still looking. Relevancy is the whole game. The second your numbers dip, the money goes with it. So you're forced to stay visible. You hit the podcast circuit, Impulsive on Monday and Blank on Thursday. You show up to every mainstream streamer event. You become a permanent fixture in the conversation because the conversation is the product. And the fastest way to stay in the conversation is to stand next to someone bigger than you. Take those same 5 streamers and pull up their biggest streams of all time. Ninja, Fortnite with Drake, Hayden Ross, the Donald Trump interview, Kai Cenat, the LeBron stream that pulled over 1 million concurrent viewers. That's the blueprint. I'm not necessarily saying it's bulletproof or guaranteed, but it's the safe route.
It's what people think they are expected to buy, literally sub because that is what was in the about. True, but honest, I'm here for the long haul for the cat sanctuary. I'm so... You guys make me feel so happy. Oh my gosh. I don't have big aspirations. You're an odd case for real. The small streaming cat is way better than the main streamers. You guys are gonna make me cry. I don't need a mansion. I don't need a fancy car. Like, all I want to do, like, my 2 goals, obviously I want to have the cat sanctuary. And then, obviously, the cat sanctuary will kind of, like, be a business in itself, too. I mean, eventually I think it would be cool if I could go to like vet school and get my vet degree. That would be awesome. Um, but like that's I mean, and then I just want to pay my bills. Like my bills, like I don't have a car payment, thankfully. I just have to pay rent and like groceries and of course, you know, stuff for the cats, which you guys do. Give me $10, I'll buy a mansion. Oh my god. Like I just have small dreams to take care of kitty cats. That's it. And like the other, I mean, there is a dream in itself with the streaming. Like, yes, it's a business. Yes, it's to make money, all that stuff. But also, it's a community. It's a community that I want to build, that we have been building, that like a community where people can come and just relax, have fun, like take a load off, just chill and vibe. It's not about drama. It's not about, I don't care if you're the poorest person on the world or the richest. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't care where you came from. I don't care. I don't care. If you're here and you're vibing and you're, you know, just chilling, that's all I want. I just want friends. I want to provide a place where people can come and just relax and have fun.
Runs some version of that exact playbook based on constant evolution. But Queso ignored this approach altogether. His strategy is quite literally the opposite in just about every possible sense. The last time we talked about Queso, he was fresh off of Hogwarts, averaging 2,500 viewers. So let's run that same comparison from earlier and fast forward to when he's at 10,000. Not much has changed. I mean, sure, he did buy a new house, but he moved from a trap house to a trailer just across town. Either way, at the end of the day, his computer monitor is still being held up with a vacuum cleaner.
If I don't have the vacuum cleaner holding up the back of the monitor, it'll fall over. And then back here are my PCs. You can tell they're being held up by books as well.
And the camera quality seems to somehow have gotten worse.
Chat, my stream quality is actually so crispy. It looks like it's in 4K.
Since Hogwarts, he's continued to stream 4 to 6 nights a week. Same time, same chat, rotating through whatever random games he feels like. Supermarket Simulator, Granny, Dress to Impress.
What is this? Why is it on my front page? Playing it.
I've never
Games a
played
normal
Dress to
person
Impress.
wouldn't think to stream. But then you watch for 5 minutes and you start to get it.
This is the funniest dude on the internet right now.
Just plays the most random
Everything.
games.
Queso, where did he come from? 200,000 viewers playing Fall Guys yesterday.
Because
That's
the game isn't
crazy.
fun. The chat isn't there for the games. They're there to watch him fall out of his chair for the 10th time this month and narrate it like he's describing a car accident.
Yo, that almost killed me. Oh,
I love that.
the
Yo,
chair is dead,
guys.
To watch him get
Guys, do you think I should reach out to Queso and see if we could do a collab? That would be so cool. This guy seems so wholesome. So sweet. Like, oh my gosh.
jump scared by a horror game and scream at a volume that blows out the mic. And that's why it worked. By January of 2024, Queso was averaging over 50,000 concurrent viewers every single night, making him the #3 ranked streamer on all of Twitch.
Like, my mind is weird. Like, in my mind, I still don't have the thought of, like, I still made it. Yeah, because in my mind, I feel like if I have that thought and tell myself that I made it, you don't want to get, like, lazy. It's going to go downhill. Yeah. You know what I mean?
By every metric the industry actually uses, Queso is underperforming. He's leaving growth on the table at every possible turn. He doesn't invest in new setups, he doesn't upgrade his gear, and has no real plan to optimize himself. Every analyst will tell you he could be twice the size he is if he just ran the playbook like everyone else. And honestly, they're probably right. But here's the thing. Queso never looked at any of that and felt like he was losing something. Buying a house in the hills, pulling up in a supercar, collecting all the things that say you've made it. None of that ever seemed to be important to him. And there's nothing wrong with wanting those things. A lot of creators go in with exactly that goal in mind. But Queso sits in this rare category of someone who actually reached the I made it moment and genuinely doesn't want it.
It was never about, like, being huge, just like, because it didn't matter the money. You know, I just wanted to do what I loved for a living. I could be, you know, pinching pennies to make it, but as long as I get to stream every day instead of go to work, I was cool with that. Yeah.
But to be clear, it's not like he's allergic to money. He's the #3 streamer on Twitch. The guy is doing just fine. But there's a difference between making money and squeezing every last cent out of your audience. He's never done any kind of subathon, he doesn't say yes to every brand that comes knocking, and he doesn't manufacture drama to give the numbers a little bump. The way he sees it, you can't leave money on the table if it was never what you sat down for.
Some of my most favorite jobs I ever had were the jobs where I was making pennies. Yo, I'm not even finna lie to y'all. I think y'all just donated more than my week's paycheck in one night.
That's
I'm talking about
crazy.
sitting in the parking lot of the dollar store, having to call my mom, be like, hey, can you spot me $50 for food for the rest of the week? But you know what? I was happy. Like, if I could turn this into something and just be able to do this with y'all every day, that'd be a dream come true. Yeah, I was broke, but it was all right because the job was cool. Dude, I'm not worried about Twitch ad revenue. I would rather people have a good viewing experience than make an extra, you know, whatever a month.
I fucking
So that's the
love
money half
this
of the
guy.
blueprint, the mansion,
Oh
the
my
supercar,
God.
the optimization strategy. But the blueprint isn't only
He is so wholesome.
about money. The other half of the blueprint is relevancy. The streaming
Yeah.
world has a short memory, and the way you fight
Very
that is by
true.
staying in the conversation. Podcasts, events, collabs, it all comes down to the same idea. Stand next to someone bigger than you, and you get to share some of their spotlight. Well, if you thought he was underperforming on the money side of the blueprint, just listen to this. In 3 years as one of the biggest streamers on the planet, he's done exactly one traditional collab. Jinxie.
What's the furthest you've
Jinxie!
ever traveled?
Florida, and that was one time to go to Jinxie's house.
And
Yo,
that collab is
Jinxie's
almost
so
word for
cool.
word the only existing footage of Queso outside of his own house.
My friend brought this up yesterday to me when we were chilling.
It's very much
he
like
said
Peanut.
it's crazy that Jinxie literally has the only recorded footage of me outside of my own stream setup. Like, he's the only one that's got me out of my room.
Wow.
Matter of fact, it was the first time he'd ever left the state he was born in.
So this is the first time you've ever been out of like Florida or out of Arkansas?
Yep.
Wow.
It's just, I don't know, I be
That's
getting homesick. I
crazy.
get away from home for too long. I'm just, man, I don't know.
Over the last 3 years, Queso has won 5 different awards.
And the streamer award goes to
Queso.
That's amazing.
He hasn't shown up to a single one in person.
Mr. Beast tweeted you? Oh yeah, I talked to him. Yeah, I can't even go on a Mr. Beast video due to fear of airplanes. Ain't that bad, chat?
According to the blueprint, all of
Yo,
those things
me
just come with the
too,
territory
Queso.
of being in the top 1%. But Queso is avoiding all of it. And when you stack it all up, not going to award shows, turning down the collabs, even the fact that he's only left the state of Arkansas once, you start to wonder if there's more to it than just not caring.
I don't think that it's not caring. I think that he has different goals and different values, and he can think for himself and is being his own person against all the noise of the rest of the world and the rest of the streaming.
Chat, I didn't tell y'all this, bro. When I was changing setups to go from the trap house into the trailer, I was literally a mental wreck for like a week straight. Because I don't know if anybody else has this, but dude, I have like some form of horrific OCD that I've had for years, that if something even minor changes, I'm gonna die.
You see, OCD is one of the most misunderstood conditions out there. People hear the word and picture someone who just likes things clean and organized. And while that can be a part of it, that's not exactly what it is. At its core, OCD is anxiety. For Queso, moving into a new house meant moving into an environment that was full of variables his brain hadn't had the chance to map out yet.
Like when I take my hat off and put it on the counter, same spot every night. If it goes in a different spot, I'm dead.
Everything becomes unpredictable, and for someone with OCD, an unpredictable environment is one thing that can't be controlled. Each unknown stacks on top of the last until his brain is sent into overdrive.
Chad, here's some lore for you. Every time I would leave to work in the morning, I would go outside my house and I would have to check that my doorknob was locked 37 times. I would have to start my drive to work, take a block back around to my house and check it another 11 times. And then I could go to work.
Which explains why his setup has barely changed over the years. It's
That
one
makes
of the
sense.
places where his brain already
Oh
knows the
my
answers to all the
gosh.
questions. It's his rules at his pace, all in an environment that makes him most comfortable.
Unless I'm in an environment that I am used to, that I trust and I feel safe in, aka my basement. If I go out anywhere outside of that comfort zone, I guess you could say, I always have to sit with my back as close to the wall as I can. I always have to face everyone else. I'm always hyper aware of everything that goes on around me. And my brain is always thinking, okay, well, this person looks like this, and this could mean this, and this could mean this, and then it just branches off and it goes in crazy. Like going to the mall, as long as I'm with Jubs, I'm pretty much fine. But like if I was to go to the mall by myself, I probably would, not gonna lie.
Follows him everywhere.
I went out in public 3 times in a row. I got recognized all 3 times. I never went outside again, bro. Like some people
Actually
bro,
makes
came
sense.
up like, hey, yo, can I get a picture? Everybody started looking. I'm like, oh
my
man,
God.
dude, I was about to pass out, man.
Outside of that room, he controls nothing. Who's around him, how they got there, whether someone grabs his
Exactly.
shoulder before he sees it coming. None of it is up to him.
I don't go that
Exactly.
I don't.
Exactly. And granted, that is one of the biggest reasons I'm a VTuber. Because I do not want to be recognized out in public.
When he's at home, it's easier to manage because, well, he's in his own house. But in public, there's no way to make the unknown stop. It's not only uncomfortable, but also
Exactly.
insanely overwhelming.
You would have
Yes.
a better chance of actually winning the Powerball lottery than ever seeing me in public. That's how rare it is. No joke.
The blueprint says the path forward revolves around a constant state of evolution. The more you change, the newer things are, the more excited people are to watch. But for Queso, that path has never really been accessible the same way it is for everyone else. And yet, here he is.
Literally almost 1,000 away from 10 million. Say it ain't so. This
Let's
moment
go,
in history-
Queso!
No, this is a
Woo!
moment in history.
Behind everything, the awards, the numbers, the journey from a rice mill to the #3 spot on Twitch. Almost
That's
nothing has actually
amazing.
changed.
You definitely gonna do this full time? Hey, I hope so, CJ. That'd be a dream come true for you, boy, man. Maybe my parents
It's
don't
so
have to work no more
sweet
either.
and
That'd be a dream come true too,
heart-touching.
bro.
He's been grounded in the fact that streaming was never about being the very best. It was always about
Exactly.
building a life worth living, for himself and for the people he loves.
Wait,
Yes!
Mom, we're about to hit 10 million. I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Oh my goodness.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. We about to hit 10 million! No way we're actually about to hit it. We hit 10 million, baby!
That's amazing.
10 million on YouTube!
His mom was there before any of this made sense.
She brought me some balloons in here! Yo! She brought me some balloons! Get a pose in there with it.
That's amazing.
Before all of the awards and money, before tens of thousands of people were waiting for him to go live, she was the only one who pushed him to try streaming in the first place.
That's a dadgum diamond play button! You've had this? What? It wouldn't be possible without y'all, Chad. And you know who else it wouldn't be possible without? My mom. Come stand in front of the camera. Look at that.
That's so sweet.
And his
Oh my
dad,
God,
the man
his-
who spent his whole life doing the kind of work nobody claps for,
My dad, for example, like, dude, his whole life just working. He's had multiple back surgeries, multiple wrist surgeries, multiple foot surgeries, all from just working his whole life.
the man he watched and worked alongside with, do it with no complaints.
I worked with my dad. We were both maintenance men. Maintenance ain't easy work. You know, you're crawling under sinks, you're changing faucets, you're crawling up in attics, you know, all that, just nasty.
The same man that taught him how to work was eventually the one who told him to quit his regular job and do what he loved.
I remember the night we hit 5,000. I was like, all right, tomorrow I'm gonna call my boss. I remember I got him to call because I was scared. Like, hey, boss, you know, I'm playing video games for a living, but it'd sound better coming from my dad because, you know, my dad was essentially like his right-hand man.
Yep.
But yeah.
So when streaming became a
That's
reality, he
amazing.
made sure that the two people who spent their lives building him up never had to work again.
What has been like the most fulfilling thing that you've run into in your career?
Just that everybody gets to chill
Yeah.
and they have to get away from the jobs they hated and everything like that, and we can all just chill and do this. That's the best thing. I was gonna say they're retired because you know they don't want to just chill and do nothing. They do a lot of stuff for me. Like my dad, if I need something to go get or something, he goes and gets it. My mom handles all the background, like all of it.
If you ask Case, that's the whole story right there. In a world where overnight success has a way of quietly hollowing people out, Queso never let any of it change him.
The only thing I want to be is a place for people to go for 4 hours a night, forget about life, you know,
Yes.
crack some jokes, you know, have a good time, and just chill
Preach.
out.
And that's why this story isn't over.
Yes.
Queso has already crossed the line that mattered
Exactly.
the most. He turned his dream into real life. He helped his family stop working. He became the place he always wanted to be for others. So whatever happens next is just the icing on the cake.
I've been dreaming of this since I was a kid, bro. Y'all for real low-key making dreams come true, bro.
Damn, that was so good. I didn't know about all that back stuff with queso. Wow, time is one thing no amount of money can get you more of, but having the wealth to be able to spend time with your family and friends. Exactly. That is the real dream.